Hi, I'm Gabriel Thorne, and I run Gabe of Thorns Studios. I know, super imaginative name. Um, this is my first tutorial video, and really it's more for me to have a roadmap to replicating a paint scheme for my Imperial Fists, because like a lot of people, I put down a project and then I'll pick it back up months or even years later to expand the army. So um, I hope that if you want to replicate my paint scheme, this helps you, because I know a lot of people have asked about it, but this is as much for me to remember how to replicate it as it is for anybody else who wants to copy it. So feel free to use it. I hope you enjoy it, and I will be making some more videos on other paint schemes of mine, and use in good health. So we're going to just do this one guy, Relic Terminator, and I'm going to take you from start to finish. So he's assembled and based with the Vallejo basing material, and now I'm going to go out and do the first spray paint coat. All right, next thing I do is I base coat them with Vallejo Hobby Paint Ultramarine Blue. Yeah, I know, blue, that's crazy. Why would you base coat something yellow with blue? Well, because it's a contrasting color and it actually brings out the blue, the yellow really well. So yellow and blue go really well as contrasting colors. Yeah. All right, the next phase I use Montana yellow spray paint, but honestly you could use pretty much any acrylic yellow to get the next base coat on them. And I do it at an angle so it retains some of the blue shading, as you can see there on there. You shaking your head? Yeah, you agree? I appreciate that. But yeah, so that's how we get the first yellow coat. And now we'll be on to airbrushing. Okay, so the next phase is airbrushing phalanx yellow. So phalanx yellow is what really gives these the definition that everyone recognizes. So we're gonna go ahead. All right, so I'm gonna take a little Abaddon black, and it's gonna be time to start blocking in the metal pieces on him. All right, now we're gonna take a little Rhinox hide and block in the leather bits. Okay, next we're going to go through and define all of the recesses with a little Agrax Earthshade and really make the miniature pop. Groban likes his ladies to pop. All right, now we're gonna clean up the Agrax with a little Phalanx yellow layer paint. All right, now it's time to add the lead belcher and get a little bit of metallic on here. All right, time for a little edge highlighting with some Dorn Yellow. Now it's time to do a little bit of this leather layering. So we're gonna do some Mournfang Brown. Now it's time for some edge highlighting on the leather with some Horgrot hide. Man, they just keep changing the names on all of this. All right, time to do some edge highlighting on the black bits. We'll use some rust gray. Again, here the theme is use bluish tints to bring out the contrast with the yellow. And rust gray has a little bit of blue in it. It's non-oil time, yeah. Gonna try not to spill it. All right, I went in and threw some decals on. So he's an official Imperial Fist now. Time to weather. All right, so for battle damage, I take a piece of sponge, pull a little bit off, make sure it's got some good tips on it, like that. Then I just start dipping it in Rhinoxide, get it good and soaked up. There we go, that should do it. And then I start working along, especially along the edges of his armor, because that's gonna get good and chipped up. A few splotches here and there. Definitely around the legs. So for the metallic chip damage, I'm going to use Lead Belcher again. Take my brush, and I really only go over the larger pieces of damage with it. I let the smaller ones just stay brown. And I'll just go in the center. I leave a little bit of brown around the edges. So I'm just gonna do the base coat of the base with base Rhinox hide. How many times can you say base in the same sentence? All right, so I dry brushed on some Administratum Gray just to finish off the base before we start doing pigments. All right, if you don't know about pigments, then what I normally tell people is less is more. But I'm gonna break that rule with this guy because I want him severely weathered. So we're gonna start with the AK pigment Burnt Rust Red. And we're gonna go heavy on this. We're gonna get a really beat up brush here. Make sure it's bone dry because pigments will smear if they get wet. We're gonna go around the base and go really heavy on the bottoms of his legs. Okay, now we're going to use AK Pigments Vietnam Earth, and we're going to get a little bit of a lighter pigment on here, mostly on the base, because it's not going to show up on the miniature very well. Okay, and our last pigment is also from AK, and this is their black pigment. This is to add a little more of that ash and soot look to the bottoms of the boots, and also a little bit to the power pack. Again, pigments are very messy. So you're going to want to wipe down your work surface after this is done, because it's a mess. All right, there he is, all done, beat up. All right, here they are, all done. The only thing you need to remember is when using pigments, you want to seal them in. I use Munitorum varnish, but really whatever your clear coat of choice is will work fine. This was my first tutorial video, so I plan on putting up a few more. But yeah, if you liked it, then keep an eye on the page and I will post more. All right, thanks.